All right, so let's start this broadcast with a big story that we are tracking on WION at this hour, where tensions are on the rise between the Israelis and the Palestinian people. And according to the latest that has come in, the Israeli soldiers have shot dead 3 Palestinians, including a 14-year-old boy in occupied West Bank. 2 teenagers and a lawyer were the ones who were shot dead by the Israeli police as the troops carried out what they described as the raids deep into the Palestinian territories. The tensions have risen after 4 deadly attacks claimed 14 lives in the state of Israel in the course of the last 3 weeks. Most of the casualties are said to be those of civilians. Now, Israel, as a part of its counter-operations in the Palestinian territories, has poured in additional reinforcements and has stepped up its raids in the West Bank. However, Wednesday's deaths has taken the total number of Palestinian fatalities in the ongoing escalation to well over 18. The Israeli Health Ministry said that the soldiers killed a 14-year-old boy because he reportedly was throwing a petrol bomb at the soldier. This is what the Israelis claim. Now, hundreds of Palestinians were seen rioting in the area following the incident. They were demanding that there needs to be accountability for these deadly raids that the Israelis carry out deep into the Palestinian territories. Meanwhile, on Wednesday, violent clashes were also reported in Nablus, where the Israeli forces were escorting a work crew that came to repair the Joseph's tomb, a site that is sacred to Jews and also to Muslims that had been vandalized. Now, the Israeli troops were seen racing through the city streets in an armoured convoy and opened fire on these Palestinians who were armed with nothing more than stones. It was then that a 34-year-old lawyer, Mohammed Asaf, was killed. The Palestinian Prime Minister Mohammed Shtayyeh has said that the Israeli soldiers were murdering for the sake of murder. The Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett has warned that Israel is now on the offensive and is determined to arrest any militant suspect. The last major attack that Israel had suffered was a shooting rampage last Thursday in Tel Aviv that had resulted in 3 deaths. The clashes have yet again come during the holy month of Ramadan and ahead of the start of the Passover Friday, an overlap that could heighten tensions around the sacred sites in Jerusalem's Old City. Remember last year, the Israelis decided to storm into the Haram al-Sharif and also went inside of the Aqsa Mosque. Hamas, the Islamist militant group that controls the Gaza Strip, fired rockets towards Jerusalem, setting off a devastating 11-year war in which Israel, of course, responded by pounding the Palestinian territories with huge amounts of ammunition. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.